Now, the National Chief Imam, Sheikh Nuhu Sharubutu, wants government to take steps to ensure that Muslim women are not discriminated against in any quarters for wearing the hijab, which is an Islamic obligation. This follows reports that some Muslim women and girls are prevented from wearing hijab in some institutions, sparking a conversation among the Muslim community in Ghana. This culminated in a peaceful protest marched largely by Muslim women in Accra and parts of the country today who demanded that their rights must be respected. The spokesperson for the National Chief Imam says government must pay attention to the issue and deal with it once and for all. There is more in this report.
A group of Muslim women and girls, supported by some men, marched on some principal streets of Accra to protest what they call discrimination by some institutions in the wearing of the hijab, an Islamic religious obligation for Muslim women and girls. For a country that is a secular state where the freedom of worship is respected in the constitution, these women and girls say it is an infringement on their right to be disallowed from wearing the hijabs in certain institutions. Recently, some media reports suggested that a student had been requested to remove her hijab before she was allowed to write an exam. The issue sparked social media outrage, particularly among the Muslim community in the country. The peace march was dubbed "Hijab is an Identity." The spokesperson for the National Chief Imam, Sheikh Shaibu, who spoke to Citi News, said it was critical for government to take stringent measures to ensure that the discrimination against Muslim women and girls when it comes to the wearing of hijabs ends.
We in Ghana here are saying we are peaceful. We don't want to create a soft ground for any terrorist to enter into our country. So it is a matter for the national security to take it on board. Find out from those institutions who are those behind it. In fact, they must be isolated because Ghana is a secular country, I know. So all our institutions do not have policy for discrimination. WAEC, GES, Ministry of Health, no discrimination. But individuals are hiding behind the authority of these institutions and are discriminating. These are those that must be found out and dealt with publicly. What are the sanctions? We want the sanction to come out and be made public for the world to know that when they discriminated, this is the punishment they were made to suffer.
The convener for the march, Bashiratu Kamal, says Muslim women and girls must be allowed to freely practice the tenets of Islam as long as it does not prevent them from discharging their duties.
If my manifestation of my religion is the use of the hijab, why should someone worry? We are saying that when people go to look for jobs or go to school, do not concentrate on the hijab. Look beyond the hijab. And what you look out for is the qualification of the person, the knowledge and competences, the experiences. If I have it, what stops me from working? That should be, because when you put the advert out, you didn't put should not be a hijabi. So bringing in the issue of hijabi is wrong. And even if organizations and entities has any rules against the hijab, considering it as improper dressing, that breaches our constitution, because the constitution is the supreme law of this land.
Some minority members of parliament and members of the public who took part in the march say it is time for some government actions to be taken on this matter.
We think that the fact that a president of this country have had cause to speak about it and to highlight the need for Muslim wearing hijab to be tolerated. The fact that the Ghana Health Service have had cause to issue a directive to its facilities to say that Muslim hijab wearing women should not be discriminated against is enough testimony that majority of Ghanaians do not support that discrimination. And so the few who are doing it, despite these institutional directives, must be told in their faces that what they are doing is unconstitutional and is un-Ghanaian.
Hijab is not only the head cover, it's the full covering from my head, the way I'm dressed. You see, it's loose, that is hijab. I'm wearing trousers. When I bend down, it doesn't show my legs, or it doesn't show unnecessary things that are not supposed to be shown. So this is a professional wear that we are proposing, that they can add it to the code of dressing of nursing. If that can be added, we will be very glad.